Okay, I think I got her back in focus. Okay, so I've got some tracing paper here, and what I want to do is mix some colors. So I'm looking at this gray, and I'm feeling like it's a little too light, and it's actually a little bit greenish. I'm realizing that I picked a really kind of cool greenish gray. So if I put some marker on my tracing paper, I can then pick it up with my other marker, and that will allow me to blend the two colors together. That's kind of a fun little trick that you guys could sort of file away, especially too if you wanted to grab it with the thinner side of the pen and come in and just pull in some of those little shadows. So at this point, I am really looking at my reference photo, which is off to the side over here, and adding in some extra marker creases and shadows. Okay. Okay, I think I'm now ready to move on to some colored pencil. I mean, I could do this for a little longer, just pulling in some shadows from the markers, but I think I'll keep going here. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to set aside my markers for now, and I'm going to get my colored pencils. Black colored pencil, I think, is going to be our best friend here. Could I use a dark gray? Yes, absolutely I could. But I think black is going to work nicely, especially because it is a black garment. So this is where you can come turn your pencil on the side and just come in and pop those shadows even more. And just like we're so used to doing with our drawing pencils, we will take a second and work our way around this this drawing, capturing the shadows where they belong. And we'll capture, I can see nipples through here. I'll go ahead and capture that. I will get the shadow right there. I'll get these wrinkles on the garment, wrinkles here. And then let me just squint at the entire garment overall. The left side is a little bit darker, so we'll go ahead and do that. And in just a minute, I'm going to turn my pencil upright and get the outline and get the seams on it, which is my favorite part, so I'm looking forward to that. Remember, I've completely ignored the fact that there's a screen print on the front of this garment, not even worrying about that right now. I will deal with that in a minute. Okay, as I'm looking at the reference photo, I can really see that the light is hitting it in such a way that we're getting a little shadow running down the left side, and if you have the patience, I actually see a little highlight as well running down that side. But I'm going to try to leave just enough of her skin tone showing through. That's the key, guys. And then on this side, her shoulder is quite bright, but this area is pretty dark, and we've got a nice shadow right there above her bust under her armpit. And underneath this shadow. And I don't normally put this much colored pencil on a marker illustration. I feel like I'm having to go over the entire thing, but I think it's because it's a black mesh over a skin tone. Okay, now let me go ahead and come in, and I'm just going to get some of these seams. So when you look at the reference photo, you'll see that those seams are really pretty dramatic. The neck has a binding or a trim of some sort, which is also really dark. So we're going to go ahead and get that. Let me zoom in so you can see it a little bit better. And what else do I see here? Put a little bit of an outline down here. Let me get this arm side just coming around like that. And what else? This is more dark, so I can press a little harder. I can get those little wrinkles up under there. And let's get the edge of the garment with a couple of these little bumpities to show, oops, I went off the screen, sorry about that, to show that it's sort of gathered up right there. We'll go down to her hem. This hem looks like it's done in the style of a normal t-shirt, and that cover stitch or possibly a chain stitch right there is catching the light, casting a little bit of a shadow there. Work our way around this side and darken up some more shadow areas while I'm at it. And down the arm. And down this arm. I mean, I think you guys get the idea here. Okay, so what I really want to do now is get that screen print in place. Don't want to shortchange all the shading on this, but really I wanted to show you guys that you can use those gel pens to bring back all kinds of stuff later on in a drawing. Okay. So at this stage, I've got what I think pretty well communicates a sheer garment over her skin color. What I want to do is take my white gel pen and I'm going to go ahead and draw the shape of the screen print. Now, I'm going to abstract it slightly. I will lose my mind if I try to draw it perfectly, okay? And if you want to take a pencil and draw it first, you definitely can. But this is the kind of thing where you want to practice it on your pencil drawing, and then we'll come in and I'll see if I can get those big bow parts right there. See if I can keep both things on the screen so you guys can see it. There are some ballet slippers down here, so those look like this and that-ish, something like that, and they're connected to the bow with some ribbons. Okay, I've got flower shapes up above. I've got more flower shapes up here and one right here. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry. Make sure my white pen is really opaque. I might have to go over it a second time to get it really opaque. And there's other little, you know, take your time if you want to with this, but I don't think it's a problem if you kind of get the vibe and if it's not exactly perfect. So what I'll do, just in the interest of time so that I don't have to wait for that to dry, is I will find an old unfinished one, which I feel like I've got many of. And then here's an unfinished one. I think I like today's better. This one does feel a little bit rushed. But here's what you do, guys, is you go find a color that is pretty close to what you need. I think I want a little bit more pink. Find a nice bright pink. There we go. And then we can just come in and color over the white gel pen. You can then come in with a colored pencil and put in a little bit more detail. So I'm going to take a pink colored pencil and a green colored pencil, and I'll get a little bit of all this fun stuff right up in there. There's a tiny something in there, maybe a little bit over here. And I, you know, clearly I didn't take my time on this one, so I don't have as much fun little spots to color in. But it gives you the idea of what's possible. So I hope you'll spend a little more time on that than I did, but that gives you the idea of how you can bring things back with a white gel pen at the end of a drawing. And then just to leave you with something that's a little bit more complete and a little bit more detailed, here is my past one again, so you guys can see that I again used the gel pen, and I think I used a slightly darker gray marker, but the skin tone is underneath. And in this one, the face is a little bit more complete as well, if you want to see that. And if you want to see the glasses, you'll see, just like I did on the garment, the white barrettes in her hair that have a little bit of shine. So that's just gel pen. The rest of the hair is black with white for highlight, gel pen, and then gel pen a little bit on the top of the glasses for a nice shine. Okay, hopefully that's helpful. I will see you guys in the next video.